In February 2016, the city of Dublin watched organized crime drop its mask. At a packed boxing weigh-in inside what is now the Bonington Hotel, then known as the Regency Hotel, 5 men walked into a ballroom full of journalists, fighters, and promoters. 2 men entered first, Kevin Flatcap Murray, and the other disguised as a woman wearing a dress and a wig. Moments later, gunfire erupted. Outside, 3 more attackers disguised as armed police stormed the foyer carrying AK-47s. Within seconds, Kinahan associate David Byrne lay dead near the reception desk, shot 6 times. A week later at his funeral, special security measures had to be put in place. Police even checked the church for explosives before and after the ceremony. But it's claimed that intended target of the hotel attack was Daniel Kinahan, who had slipped out through an emergency exit. That single event ignited Ireland's bloodiest gang war in modern history, the Hutch-Kinahan feud, a conflict traced back to the 2015 murder of Gary Hutch. Nephew of Hutch gang leader Jerry the Monk Hutch, Gary was shot 15 times at an apartment complex in Marbella, Spain. A known Dublin criminal who had previously worked closely with Daniel Kinahan. At the time of his killing, rumors circulated that he was an informant for Spanish police, claims later proven to be false. In June 2018, alleged Kinahan associate James Quinn was sentenced to 22 years for the murder. The Hutch-Kinahan feud has resulted in the deaths of 18 people, the majority of which have been perpetrated by the Kinahans. But after the Regency Hotel attack, Daniel Kinahan vanished, not into hiding, but into luxury. But a decade later, that escape may no longer look like a victory. As extradition treaties tighten and law enforcement closes in, the man who escaped that day may now be facing the end of the road. The Kinahan story begins decades earlier. Christy Kinahan, nicknamed the Dapper Don, emerged from Dublin's inner-city drug trade in the 1980s. By the late 1990s, he had built a criminal organization that would eventually span Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. But it was the next generation that transformed the gang into something far bigger. Daniel Kinahan became the strategist and enforcer. His brother Christy Jr. handled finances and laundering. Together, the family built what law enforcement would later describe as a super cartel, and at one point controlling 1/3 of Europe's cocaine trade. Their estimated wealth, nearly €1 billion. By the mid-2000s, the Kinahans had moved operations to Spain's Costa del Sol, forming alliances with Colombian suppliers and Eastern European enforcers. When police pressure intensified, they adapted, using encrypted phones, layered shell companies, and carefully trained foot soldiers. When violence exploded in Ireland, they didn't retreat, they relocated. After the Regency shooting, Daniel Kinahan settled in Dubai, a city with no extradition treaty with Ireland at the time, and a reputation as a safe haven for global fugitives. The Kinahans lived openly. Daniel married in an extravagant ceremony at the Burj Al Arab. His close relationship with boxer Tyson Fury brought the family unprecedented visibility. Daniel became one of the most powerful figures in professional boxing through MTK Global. That visibility would become a fatal mistake. In 2022, the United States imposed sweeping sanctions on Christy Kinahan, Daniel, and Christy Jr., freezing assets and placing a $5 million bounty on each of their heads. American authorities accused them of large-scale drug trafficking and money laundering and alleged links to Hezbollah, the Iran-backed Shiite militia designated as a terrorist organization by the U.S. In 2017, notorious MMA legend Conor McGregor reportedly stormed into a pub in Ireland and assaulted a known Kinahan associate following a disagreement. The man McGregor hit was said to be the father of Kinahan associate Graham "the Wig" Whelan. It was reported that McGregor's actions resulted in a $1 million bounty placed on his head, requiring him to pay protection money or risk being killed. Kinahans were now a global target. For years, Dubai remained their shield. But by October 2024, cracks began to show.
There are very serious criminals who feel that they can evade the law simply by crossing barriers and moving to other countries. I don't want that to be the case. I want them to come home to face justice here.
The UAE quietly signed new extradition agreements, including one with Ireland. In May 2025, Alleged Kinahan Lieutenant Sean McGovern was arrested in his Dubai apartment and flown back to Dublin, where he now faces murder charges linked to the aftermath of the Regency attack and for the 2016 murder of Hutch associate Noel Duck Egg Kerwin, who was shot dead in his car outside his own home. 2 case files are now sitting with Ireland's Director of Public Prosecutions, one alleging Daniel Kinahan directed a criminal organization, the other linking him to the murder of Eddie Hutch Sr.
They believe a 4-man hit squad was involved in this attack, and it's a relatively short distance away from the Regency Hotel, scene of last Friday's audacious attack, and detectives believe the 2 incidents are linked.
Eddie's murder was alleged to be the first retaliation killing after the Regency Hotel attack. In February 2016, men broke into his Dublin home and shot him 9 times. But a decade after the Regency attack, the focus has shifted. Not on the gunmen, on the architects.
Gerry Hutch walks free from court, acquitted of one of Ireland's most notorious murders.
Gerry the Monk Hutch was acquitted over his alleged role in the Regency attack, but 4 others were convicted. Daniel Kinahan remains in Dubai, moving carefully and largely silent. The flashy public appearances are gone. The boxing empire has collapsed. His freedom of movement is shrinking. As 2026 unfolds, Europe's most notorious drug dynasty faces its starkest reality yet. And the question now isn't whether the Kinahans will fall. It's whether the man who vanished will be there if it happens.